Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Now, Dingus Bingus isn't the first person to come after the cultured nerd, but the way he did it on his YouTube channel yesterday says a lot about him. Because there's one thing I don't like, and that's attacking other creators. Now, I'm guilty of doing it. I've done a video talking about the Star Wars girl in the past, and I've made fun of influencers on here as well a long time ago. But the point is, this seems a little bit nefarious. And it seems to me that Dingus Bingus is a little bit intimidated by the cultured nerd's quick success. So he did a video yesterday. Now, a few hours before this video, he said he was going to take a week off because he felt he was going to be attacked over his next video. No shit, Sherlock. So I'm going to play this video. Now, he claims this is not a hit piece against the cultured nerd. I would disagree with that. So let's give this a listen.
Sources, rumors, everyone has them now. Seems like every day we get a new website or a new person online saying this or that on DC, and people eat it up. But today I'm here to show you and tell you and convince you, hopefully, that at least one of these scoopers, as of right now, is not believable and not credible. Now, I'm not saying things can't change. I hope they change in the future. I really...
What interests me about this? Why is he singling out the cultured nerd? Everybody does it. Carlsberg says they probably have the best lager in the world. Is Dingus Bingus going to do a YouTube video about how they are not honest? He can say, I drank this beer. It's like urine. It's not the best lager in the world. It's not even probably the best lager in the world. Of course he's not. Companies, your news headlines, every YouTube channel leads in with clickbait articles. It is not immoral. In fact, this guy does it himself, but this guy wants to prove that the cultured nerd cannot be trusted, and in fact are liars. Why? Because he wants to destabilize them, because he's intimidated by their success. I heard of them after Zack Snyder announced his Justice League was going to stream on HBO Max. And, you know, they've come in with some interesting stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not stuff that I think, oh, this can never happen. Now, they may not be dealing with facts. Most of what they do is opinion pieces. They don't... You see, Chris Wong Svensson, he used to have his tinfoil hat to make it clear to us that these weren't facts. This was just his wish fulfillment, his opinion. And probably that's a better way to go at it. But the point is, they're not doing anything that anybody else. I do it, you do it, everybody does it. And to single them out makes me very suspicious already.
I hope they see this video and they realize, hey, we need to do better. I hope that happens. But right now, that doesn't seem to be the case. And I see a lot of people believing them and a lot of people spreading the lies. And I'll explain why that really grinds.
Lies. Lies is a very, very strong statement, Dingus. They're not lies. They're opinions. Yes, there's kind of something to lead you in. Now, I don't believe everything the cultured nerds say. Listen, I don't believe anything that anyone says who hasn't got, who's not officially from Warner Brothers. I don't. But, like you, Dingus, who I will remain subscribed to, when I'm having a cigarette for 5 minutes and I don't want any dead air, I just listen to you rabbit on. I don't take what you say serious. You say Henry Cavill can't make a Superman movie for 5 years because he's doing The Witcher, because you don't understand the industry. You don't know how the industry works. And I can tell you that Roger Moore was playing James Bond and doing other features and other things at the same time, right? And it happens a lot. And that's why you can get 2 Henry Cavill movies a year, right? And it happens. Chris Hemsworth has done it as well. He can still play Thor, and he can still do his Netflix stuff as well. So this is the mentality you're really coming from.
I guess, but it all starts with this. A couple days after the Snyder Cut was announced, they put this out. That we can also report that David Ayer is indeed getting his Ayer cut, the original version of Suicide Squad. Going under the production name Ayer Wolf, the film will feature Enchantress's original plot with the Mother Boxes and Apocalyptans, as well as the deal she made with Joker in the third act. Ayer's Suicide Squad will pave the way for Steppenwolf's arrival in Snyder's Justice League. Zulk Studios has also been hired for VFX and on Ayer's Suicide Squad. They expect their work on this film to take approximately 9 months. As you can see here, a couple days later, if not the same day, Ayer gets a question: does your cut connect Suicide Squad to the invasion in Justice League, or did you end up shooting only the version against the Enchantress's creatures? And David Ayer replied, the director of the Ayer cut himself, replied saying the script it was rewritten to remove the new gods elements, meaning they never filmed any of that.
No, they never did film that. But the cultured nerds never said they'd already filmed that. They said that you're going to get it. That means there's a good chance that David Ayer could actually shoot that, right? So in fact, it's not a lie. Now, I'm not saying what they're saying is facts or the truth, but potentially they could know that David Ayer has been given carte blanche, been given instructions, permission to shoot some extra stuff for his Suicide Squad movie. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying potentially this could be true. The cultured nerd never said it was already shot. So already what Dingus is trying to do here is paint them as liars. But here they're not liars because they didn't say it's already been shot.
Meaning they can't be adding that back into the Ayer cut. If they did, they would have to rewrite the movie to put that back in, reshoot it so the scenes won't be all weird, and also so they can add in the VFX. And that would take much longer than 9 months.
Much longer than 9 months. I'm sorry, mate. You just don't understand what it takes to make a film, do you? Do you realise, right, how long it takes to shoot a movie these days? 3 to 6 months. The rest is post-production, and it doesn't take over 9 months, right? Because we're not talking about post-production for an entire film, knowing that David's already got his cut, right? He's already got a version of what he wanted out, his vision. So this isn't going to take over 9 months. But this is what he says about Henry Cavill. Can't play Superman for 5 years because he's playing The Witcher. This is a young man who knows nothing about what it takes to make a TV show, to make live action drama and movies. He just says stuff. So he's actually more inaccurate than the cultured nerd.
They're not going to do that. They're not doing that. David Ayer confirmed that they're not doing that, and they're not adding in Steppenwolf because they can't, because they never...
No, that's not what David Ayer said. Again, it's you spreading misinformation, not the cultured nerd. David Ayer has not said he is not going to put anything new into that film. David Ayer has never said he's not willing to do that. He's saying he has got his true vision of a movie. But if he was given a little budget to add some stuff in, he certainly would do that. And he's certainly not kind of disqualifying that as an option. Again, Dingus, you're talking about their opinion piece. You're using your opinion piece and your takedown video as fact. Again, you haven't said anything here that proves that the cultured nerd are liars.
Filmed it, so that's one already false. 2 is right here. They got a question talking about the new gods, and it is still happening. And they said so far there's nothing out there that has led them to believe that they have made any active headway on the project in over a year. Which is funny because both Ava DuVernay and Tom King have both said in multiple times over the year that they have been working on it. But just a couple weeks ago, Tom King, who was co-writing the script with Ava DuVernay, got a question about whether or not there's any updates on New Gods, and he said he was running it today. So, once again, that's just false.
Right. Again, the cultured nerd are giving their opinion. The same opinion I've given. When was the New Gods movie directed by Ava DuVernay officially announced? I don't even know if it was Ava who announced it or Warner Brothers. I've never seen Warner Brothers even talk about it. Now, we know that her and Tom King have been working on this film, but this film was announced just after Justice League. So we're talking about at least 2 years ago, right? They haven't shot one scene, and they've been writing this film for what? A year and a half? and there doesn't seem any intention to start filming this film. Ava DuVernay has got so many fingers in so many pies, she has to keep licking her fingers because they're so sticky. So I suspect this film's never going to happen. That's my opinion. It's not misinformation. It's an opinion. I like Tom King. I don't trust Ava DuVernay. I think she's more political ideology than filmmaker. That's what makes me suspicious of her. I'd rather she doesn't do that. Again, the cultured nerd are only giving their opinion. They're not spraying facts. So again, Dingus, they're not liars. And if anything, you are twisting the narrative.
Then we have this about DC fandom. They got a question about DC fandom, whether or not it's actually happening. They're saying that Warner Bros. And DC is skipping San Diego Comic-Con entirely and having their own event. But everyone I know at Warner Bros. Is saying that the event is real. But it's mostly for comics and the DC Universe app and other projects Jeff Johns is doing. They said it's more like a Jeff Johns convention than a full-on DC convention. They also said Zack Snyder won't be providing anything Justice League related to that event, but he will at CCC. So yeah, there it is. Last time I checked, Zack Snyder is going...
Wow, the cultured nerd are human beings, and they got something wrong. They don't know everything, right? Now, someone said to me that they've got a brother at Warner Brothers or something. It doesn't matter, right? Who's your brother or sister at Warner Brothers? They don't know everything, and they can't release everything. So someone could have kind of had a heads up about the DC fandom and told them half of the story because they only knew half of the story. It doesn't make them liars. People make mistakes. People can be wrong. I'm wrong. Every syllable I say is wrong, and it comes from my point of view. Again, it doesn't mean you have the right to call them liars and try and cancel them. We continue.
To DC fandom. And last time I checked, there's a lot more at DC fandom than just comics and DC Universe. Like maybe every DC TV show and movie coming out. Then we have this. When the PS5 event was happening, they said also hearing some chatter that we may finally get the upcoming Batman game reveal from Warner Bros. Montreal today at the PlayStation 5 event, and it's sounding more and more like a Batman Beyond game from the leaked PR images. I don't know about you, but I remember when they announced that Batman game at the PlayStation 5 reveal. Man, was that exciting. Let's address this. They're Ben Affleck Batman.
Right. Before we get there, let's deal with this. Now, remember what the culture nerd actually said, which he's referring to. I heard some chatter. So they heard some chatter. Again, that was wrong. Do you know how many times have I come to you guys on the DC Daily, or when I used to call it the DCEU Daily? I've been talking to one of my sources, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I don't know if I can trust them or not. And I even apologise to the sources as I'm doing the video. And I say, but, you know, I'm telling you what I've heard because this is what we do. It's exciting. And I could be mistaken. My sources could be mistaken. Now, sometimes we're right and sometimes we're wrong. And as long as you can accept being wrong and, you take it on the chin, it's fine. Again, he's trying to paint them as liars when all they said is, we heard some chatter. They got excited as nerds because they are nerds at the end of the day. We're trying to do a business as well. They were mistaken. Again, it's allowed. Basically, right, if I analyse Dingus's videos, can I find stuff where he's said things that are not right? I've already kind of thrown him to the floor over him saying that Cavill can't make Superman for 5 years. I know how these things work. Henry Cavill has even said he can do The Witcher and play Superman. He's already said that, right? And so you're wrong. But am I going to call you a liar or a dishonest, blogger? Of course not. So now let's go to the big one because I have a lot to say about these Ben Affleck rumors anyway. So let's go here.
Reports. Not true, guys. Come on. It's not true. One, Ben Affleck has said on multiple occasions that he doesn't want to come back, that he's not coming back as Batman. So there's that. But if that's not enough for you, and if you're saying, well, no, he can change his mind, which, okay, sure, whatever, he can change his mind. Let's just look at his facts and the schedule that Ben Affleck has over the next couple years. He has not one, not two, not three, not four, but maybe even 5 movies filming that he's already signed on for. The Last Duel, which was filming before everything shut down, and he will be filming that first when everything starts back up again. Hypnotic, Ghost Army, Witness for the Prosecution, which he is also directing, and also, if this ends up happening, which I hope it does, The Accountant sequel. So he has 4, maybe even 5 movies that he has already signed on to film, and actually 2 that he's directing. He's directing Ghost Army and Witness for the Prosecution. That is going to take up a lot of his time. A lot of his time. And since he's already signed on for those movies, he's not going to be able to make a Batman movie first, especially one that he's going to write and direct and star.
Right. No one knows for a fact that Ben Affleck is coming back to do his own Batman streaming series, as much as we want to see that, right? And yes, he has said that he's moved on from Batman in an interview. Now, let's be clear here from someone who understands the mechanics of the industry, and this is not just me trying to give you ego. I understand the mechanics of the entertainment industry, right? Ben Affleck never quit playing Batman. Of course, he's saying he quit and moved on. That's because he was moved on. We know that Matt Reeves was in discussion for a very long time with Warner Brothers so he could direct the Batman. Now, talks broke down. Dremelman talks broke down, and they broke the news that he walked away. 2 days later, he came back. It was signed, sealed, and delivered. They wanted him. Warner Brothers are very loyal people, and they wanted to stick with Ben Affleck, but he didn't want to stick with Ben Affleck. Not that he has a problem with Ben, it's because, understandably, he's a big Batman fan. He has been since the 1960s series, and he wanted to do his own thing with his own actor. He has his own vision, right? And if we want to support, artistic integrity, we should support this. So Ben Affleck didn't have a Batman project to do because he was cast aside. And this was before they came up with the multiverse strategy, right? So things were different then. So yes, Ben Affleck has to say, yeah, I moved on, I had problems, blah, blah, blah. Of course he's going to say that. Everybody says that. When someone is sacked from a soap, they say, I'm looking to do other things, right? It's what's said in the industry. Ben Affleck didn't quit voluntarily. Ben Affleck was moved on. But things have changed now. And now with AT&T and Warner Media and HBO Max running things have changed. And they would love nothing more for Ben to come back. Now, if Ben clearly has 4 or 5 movies to do, he's clearly right about that, so he couldn't come back immediately. But, guess what? All the Justice League cast members are contracted to Justice League sequels. So unless Zack gets in quickly to come back for Zack Snyder's Justice League 1, Series 1, Movie 1, whatever you want to frame it as, right? He has to come back legally. He's contracted to come back for more Justice League seasons or Justice League movies. He has no choice in that. He is contracted. They are still contracted. It's as simple as that. So whether he's making 6 films or 60 movies, he has to come back to still be involved in that, right? Now, that's if they're going to do more after Zack Snyder's Justice League. We don't know. There's plenty of rumours. We just have to be excited about what we know is coming for now and just wait for DC Fandom to see what's said. Right. Now, let's just say Ben did agree to come back. And, of course, the odds are stacked against this. I understand that. We don't know what's going on and what's possible and what's impossible, and if he wants to come back or he doesn't want to come back. Nobody knows this, including Dingus. So eventually he could do his own Batman movie when all this work is being done. Of course, there's something else. He could do it in between one of these projects because we don't even know the dates of when they're slated at. Again, he's dismissing something without understanding the mechanics of the industry and blatantly just saying that these people are liars. These people are fans and they get excited and their passion gets ahead of them. It happens to me. It happens to you. It doesn't mean they're dishonest and it doesn't make them liars. No, Dingus Bingus is intimidated by the cultured nerd's quick success and he's the immoral one. He's trying to take them down. He's trying to make them look immoral so you and me don't subscribe to them and don't follow them because he's envious of their success. That's a shame because Dingus, let's have a look at Dingus's channel. Dingus Bingus, let's have a look. I can't see, hang on. Yes, he's got 7.74k subscribers. Now, this video now is at 586 views. And that's very interesting. That's very piss poor for someone who's got 7.74k subscribers. Now, that's interesting. So you can see why he may be a little bitter. Dingus Bingus does what he does really well. But at the end of the day, by bringing these people down, what does it say? That he's moral? That he's uncompromised and they're compromised? No. All it shows is that he's envious and he's trying to bring them down, because so far he has not proven that these are immoral, indecent liars. And that, my friends, is exactly what he's attempting to do.
He's going to have to wait until he's done with all those movies. And since that is a solid, I want to say 2, maybe even 3 years out, I highly doubt they would sign his contract already. But also,
before he says also and starts going on, as I said, we don't know if he would be doing those projects back to back to back, right? Again, we don't know. And I remember Kiefer Sutherland signing an extension to his contract for 3 more seasons of 24. But I remember Kiefer actually telling us that these contracts don't actually mean anything. It just means he's tied down to it if they decide to do it. But, if the network decide to cancel it before then, there's nothing. And this is the same as the movie industry. Nothing is set in stone. Of course, these films are most probably going to happen, but it doesn't mean they're going to happen back to back. And if he wants to come back as Batman, he can. And I'm sure we're going to be patient enough to wait a couple of years for that to happen. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. Do you understand what I'm saying here? He dismisses everything because, as I say, he doesn't understand the mechanics of the industry.
What I find kind of funny is that the culture nerd is claiming that Ben Affleck is already signed on for his movie, yet they put out articles saying he's possibly going to return. What is it? Did he sign on already? Is the contract done? Or is he possibly going to return?
Dingus. They're not solicitors. They're not at Warner Brothers. They're not in Ben Affleck's head. They don't have spyware, right? They don't know. That's why they're saying possibly, right? Maybe they're feeding off other rumours. Maybe they woke up one day and just decided to say it. Again, something that everybody does. And I'm sure you've done it before, unless you're singing on the side of the angels. And I don't think someone who does a hit piece against other creators is singing on the side of the angels.
What is it? Make up your mind, please. It's not credible. And if you have to wait until DC Fandom to see that these people are not credible, which, let's be real, a lot of you guys made up your mind before you even watched this video anyway. This video is not going to do anything.
Do you understand, Dingus? Every single YouTuber is about... It's not about information. I don't follow you, Dingus, because I think Dingus can keep me updated with what's going on with DC films. No, the only people who can ever keep me updated are Warner Brothers when they announce things. You're just background noise. I'm background noise. Chris Wong Svensson is background noise. We're all background noise. And because people who do these channels have got a little bit of personality, we listen to them because they talk about something that we stand, that we love. And we want to get involved with it and get involved with the chatter. It doesn't mean we believe everything they say. This isn't the Piper of Hamelin. Every time someone blows their flute, we're just going to believe everything. It's not that we believe everything the culture nerds say. It's that they're talking about it. They're passionate. They want what we want. And that's it. That doesn't make them liars, and it doesn't make them dishonest.
To convince a decent amount of you, so no matter what kind of nonsense they put out in the future, and no matter what kind of things they get wrong over and over and over and over again, people are still going to believe it. But if even one of you is convinced after this, and even one of you realizes that they're not credible after this, it was worth it. If you need to wait to see at DC Fandom that there is no announcement.
In other words, if I can convince one of you not to read their articles or watch their videos or whatever they do, right? Because I follow them on Twitter. That's as far what I know about them, right? So if I can convince one of you, that's good. I've knocked one sub off their perch, right? You've always got to translate what people are trying to say. This is not some kind of moralistic white knight on his horse trying to save YouTube and the internet from dishonest bloggers. This is a guy who's intimidated and annoyed and wondering why they've got success and he hasn't got as much success maybe. And that's a shame. It's dishonest. And obviously it shows me what kind of person this is. And it proves I can't trust this person. I'll still sub to him because, as I say, I can smoke a cigarette and listen to his videos. But this takedown of the cultured nerd has no substance whatsoever.
Of Ben Affleck's Batman coming back, and that's what it takes. You guys know that I love Ben Affleck's Batman. He's my favorite Batman. I wish and I really hope and I would do anything for him to be back as Batman. I would literally throw a party if he's announced to come back as Batman. And I'm not joking about that. I actually really would throw a party. I would love for anything for it to be true. I would love for him to come back, but it's not happening. It's not. And I'm sorry, this video is not meant to be a hit piece.
This video is not supposed to be a hit piece. You could have followed me, mister. Basically, it's just so funny. It's not going to happen. Ben Affleck isn't coming back because Dingus Bingus knows. Basically, let's agree that the cultured nerd knows no more than Dingus Bingus. So let's just say the cultured nerd have no evidence or proof that Ben's coming back. He has just as little amount of proof that he's not coming back. How can you say beyond all certainty that Ben Affleck is not ever coming back as Batman? There are substantial rumours that Keaton is coming back, right? Jesus Christ, if Christopher Reeve wasn't dead, he'd probably be coming back as Superman. This is what AT&T, Warner Media and Walter Hamada and Jim Lee are trying to do now with this multiverse strategy. We know it now. We know this is the way we are heading. This was launched when we saw Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller cross over in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Anything's possible. Is it possible that Ben's never going to play Batman again? Of course it is. But he doesn't know that. So he's speaking like he has facts when he doesn't. So he's no more credible than the cultured nerd.
The video is not meant to be attacking the culture personally. I just want people to realize that they shouldn't be believing the things they're saying, and I just want the culture to realize that they should be doing better. Come out and just apologize and own the fact that you've been wrong about things. I know personally, for me, when I see people apologize and own up to their mistakes, and own up to the times when they were wrong, I know I gain a lot of respect from them. I don't know about any of you. That's why I always apologize and I always take ownership for when I'm wrong about things. And I'll do the same thing with this. If at DC Fandom we do get the announcement that Ben Affleck is going to come back as Batman, which, make no mistake, we're not. But if we do...
Again, now, he's probably right. Maybe we won't get any announcements at DC Fandom. DC Fandom may just be some little event to celebrate all the corners of DC. Comics, live action, animation, and that's it. No announcement. But of course, we know there's going to be lots of announcements because this is how Warner Media have plugged the whole event as AT&T. It's a celebration of DC and everything that's happened in the past. But they're also going to be comic book, movies, and TV announcements. Announcements. Walter Hamada, the head of DC Film, and Jim Lee are going to be there themselves. Not at a dome, via Skype, or how are they going to do it? But we know that big things are going to be announced. We don't know. But I tell you what, Dingus, why not let the cultured nerd just theorise about Ben Affleck maybe coming back? What is it to you, hey? Why is it hurting you? Oh, I know, because they're becoming successful and you don't like that.
After that 1 second or however many seconds it's going to take for me to get all my excitement, second after that, I will apologize. I'm going to get video apologizing for it because that's who I am. I have no problem apologizing, and I have no problem for taking ownership for when I was wrong about things. So just do the same thing. Clearly, you've gotten many, many things wrong, and so far, nothing right. Which, hey, that's fine, but when you just keep doing it over and over and over again, that's what ruins your credibility. And when you don't own up to the mistakes, that's what ruins the credibility. And also, having opinion pieces, this might be just me personally, but having opinion pieces in your exclusives section of your website, to me, looks really unprofessional. I don't know if it's just me. I can have my own opinions, you have your own opinions, you can have...
Do you know what gets me? Dingus, you're just an ordinary young man. The cultured nerd are just ordinary nerds. These are not real journalists. They don't have to be professional. I'm told my videos are not professional because they're not supposed to be professional. It's just me gobbing off. It's just you gobbing off. It's just the cultured nerd gobbing off. So they don't have to be professional, and nobody gives a rat's ass if they're professional or not. Well, apart from you, who apparently you are the authority of all things kind of blogging and YouTube.
Your own theories, that's fine, that's great. We all have our own opinions and theories about things. That's awesome. They're fun to talk about. I love talking about opinions and theories. But don't label them as exclusives. That just to me looks really unprofessional. You might be asking, why does this grind your gears so much? Why do you care? So what if some people are throwing around rumors that aren't true? So what? Who gives? It's because I've been there. I don't know if you guys have been following me. I don't know how long you guys have been following me for, but last year, for probably the solid portion of the first half of 2019, I was pretty much doing the exact same thing. I made videos on any and all rumors I could find because it got me the views. It got me the clicks. I didn't know any better. I was naive. I was on a click high, whatever you want to call it.
No, you wasn't naive, and really, you still do it. So you say you don't do it, but I'm sure I can go to your videos and you're reacting to rumours all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
I saw that the videos that I made, even if the rumors were incredible, especially if the rumors were not credible, they got the most views. And at the time, I thought, oh, this is awesome. I'm doing the right thing here. I wasn't. Because all I did was bringing myself and many others into a sense of false hope and raising people's excitements for some things that aren't going to come true. And once I realized what I was doing, I stopped right away, and I was just incredibly disappointed in myself. And I'll never forgive myself for that. And every day I tried to do better, and every day I tried to be more and more not the person who I used to be. Which is why I'm making this video. I don't want people to believe these rumors, because I know how easy it is to fall into that. And I know a lot of people don't know any better. I know a lot of people online, they only see the culture nerd. They don't know any better. I don't blame them. So I make this video. Hopefully, after watching this video, some people will now see that you gotta be more careful online. And they gotta see that, damn, it sucks, but these things that I want to come true, unfortunately, they're just not gonna happen.
Do you know what I hate? I hate realists. This guy's too much of a realist. I can't get on with people like that. Let's just imagine what could happen. Let's see. Let's wait and see. Let the cultured nerds say this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Basically, right, when you go into these videos, you should know that these are not official channels. They don't know anything more than you, right? You know that. So if you've got half a brain, you're not getting your hopes up. You're watching the video and you're thinking, well, this would be good, but let's wait and see. That's what I do. I'm a Manchester United supporter. When YouTube channels or newspapers say Manchester United are going to sign Messi, I don't believe it, but I hope. You never know. Maybe it's true. And that's it. Because once we cut out hope and fantasy and talking points like this, what's the point of being fans of anything? But he's a realist, and that's why I don't like realists.
I know what it feels like. I know it. I've been there. I've been at that click high that they're probably on right now. I understand what it's like to get all this attention. But it's not worth it. It really isn't. Because now, even when I make videos covering credible news and actual news and credible rumors, I still get comments referring me to my videos early last year that I was just stupid and I made, and they were incredible, and I should have known better. So it hits home for me. This really hits home for me. And I want you to do better, Culture Nerd. I do. If you want to be a site that is credible in the future, take it slow. Work for it. Not going to happen overnight. And it's not going to happen by making articles on...
It's not going to happen overnight. That's your problem, Dingus. It has happened overnight for them. They're doing really, really well. And the DCEU Snyder fandom are eating all this up. Now, I know some very intelligent people who are part of the DCEU Snyder fandom. Do you think they're sitting there going, well, this is going to definitely happen. Ben's definitely coming back. And if they really believe that from random sources, it really is their problem. At the end of the day, I've explained to you how all this works. It's what newspapers do. It's what TV companies do. Let me give you an example. Great example. Forgot to give you this example. A big EastEnders fan. It's a soap opera continuing drama in the UK, if you've never heard of it. 1 year, right? EastEnders had a really bad year, and EastEnders has been having bad years for a long time. The actor Jake Woods, who plays Max Branning, said, do not miss this year's Christmas special. It's going to be the best blockbusting, epic, action-packed Christmas special episode. I sat there for an hour episode of EastEnders where literally jack shit happened, and I was so angry at him. So angry. But then I realised it's not Jake's fault. He's been told to say this. It's about hyping up attention. And this is what the cultured nerd do. This is what I do. This is what he does. This is what everyone does. It is not immoral. It is part of what we do. It gets people excited. It's not just about luring people to our sites or our channels. It's about excitement. This year we have seen a virus killing people and making people ill. People need a distraction. What they don't need is a realist who only wants facts spoken about. Because if we just talk about facts, then why are we bothering? Why?
And these crap rumors that never come true. Take your time with it. Work with it. And over time, you'll get more and more credible. Take ownership for the times that you were wrong. Take ownership for your mistakes. Try to do better. Work better. Just work hard. And stop it. Please stop spewing lies. Please stop bringing people into a false sense of hope only for their dreams to be crushed. I don't know if you realize this, but all the people who are going to read your articles and believe you, when these things don't happen, you're going to be crushed. Because this is what they want most. For all those people who want to see Steppenwolf in the Ayer cut, once the Ayer cut gets released and there's no Steppenwolf in there, they're going to be angry. And they're going to be crushed. Because they were expecting to see that. They were going in excited. We're going to see Steppenwolf in the Ayer cut. Let's go. And we watch him be like, wow, where was Steppenwolf? Where was he? Oh, my. Wasn't in it. They're going to be, and even with, especially with the Ben Affleck Batman thing, they're going to get their hopes up so much. Because I know that if I didn't know better, I would be right there. I would be celebrating my ass off with Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. Oh my gosh, Ben Affleck's back. This is great. My favorite Batman of all time. This is awesome. And for it never to happen, and they're going to be crushed. Don't do that to people. Don't do that to yourself. Be better.
Well, that's the end of that. So, is Dingus Bingus this kind of perfect angel that wants other YouTubers and other bloggers to work to a standard? No. Dingus Bingus had an idea. He's seen the very quick success of The Cultured Nerd, and he thought, well, there's nothing going on today. Let's do a hit piece on The Cultured Nerd. So he does, a 13-minute hit piece, because he hopes that all the footfall that's going their way will come his way. So all of a sudden there can be this controversy. Controversy sells. He's not going to be scared of the controversy. He wants the hate to come up. He wants his people to come in. Because clearly Dingus Bingus isn't happy with his own numbers, with what he's doing already. So he's trying to create a situation. Now, you know me. I'm quite consistent. You see what I do every day, and I don't try and over-sensationalize things just because I get about 50 views and I've still got under 1,000 subscribers, right? I don't. Because I can only do what's inside me, right? And one day I'll expand and do more things, and that'll be exciting too. At the end of the day, never try to hold people to what you think they should be. If the cultured nerd are doing what they're doing and is successful, and the people following them who know damn well that they don't know everything and they don't know facts, they know that, but they're going there because they're talking about stuff that they love, because they know the cultured nerd love the same stuff. And they like fantasizing about Ben coming back. And who knows? Anything's possible in the world. So my final kind of thoughts about Dingus Bingus's video is, I'm sorry, Dingus, you just made a hit piece. You targeted the cultured nerd so you could cover up some airtime, so you could get more subs and some conversation going on your platform. It's something that won't work for everyone. I know channels who actually do this. There's channels who actually make fun of influencers. There's channels like, Geeks and Gamers, and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He's made a career out of slaughtering other people who speak about him, right? But you're not those people. All you're ever going to be good at is talking about comics and movies. And that's okay. But don't put people down because they're more successful than you. Don't try and put people off from making these people successful and sticking with these people just because they found a niche. You talk about last year doing, clickbait articles, but you learnt your lesson. Dingus, I don't think you have, because this, my friend, is exactly what you were doing last year. But instead of talking about movie clickbait, you're talking about another blogger, another YouTuber. And that, my friend, is just not cool. Comment down below. Like, share and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with more DC Daily and lots more stuff. See you again soon.